The other one is biological. But they do this. The thing is, they for some reason they stopped going in through the back of the head. Now, what they can do, you must have wondered. People come out and they say, I'm chipped. I've been chipped. But they don't know how. Well, it happens in hospitals, even. People that go under anesthetic, sometimes they have their eyeball taken out, and it comes out and it's still attached. It's hanging off with the optic nerve that goes in and connects it, right? They can take it right out, and it's out. But then they put that chip on a rod, and then behind the eye, they find the rangefinder to go back there, and they just push it right in through your eye guts, the eye socket, and it goes into the brain from that angle, and then you don't have a little bald dot in the back of your head, or a hole in your skull. And I think the distance to travel is shorter too, to get to the thalamus or the hypothalamus area of the brain that it has to get to. But that also, well, then they put your eyeball back in, and you wake up after your appendicitis or appendectomy, or get your tonsils out or whatever. You wake up and your eye hurts. And you say, oh my God, what's wrong with my eye? My head hurts so bad. And then they say, well, it's just a side effect of the anesthetic. And what do you know, right? You know no better.
I don't know if you've heard this before, but in a lot, we do alien abduction things, talk to people and stuff that have been abducted. Yeah. And one of the things that is happens a lot is they talk about while they're abducted, they have their eye pulled out.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they're not being abducted.
I could tell you about what most alien abductions are. Well, they clone people in while they're asleep. And it's very real to people, and they get messed with. A lot happens when they get brought. It's like horror movie porn to them. There's a large archive of video of people being cloned in and strapped down to a table and messed with by, well, sometimes they actually are aliens, but some of the other times it's just people with really, really good masks. Hollywood quality. They've even, as I've written before, they even get chicken skin, dye the chicken skin gray, and stretch it over a wooden mask that will make them look like a big gray alien, right? And it looks very ultra realistic. Hollywood quality, like horror movie prop stuff. And the thing is, they're still safely in their beds at home. They were never taken. Some people, they set up a camera to watch them sleep because they figured they were getting abducted, taken out of their house, teleported even. They don't know how that was happening. They didn't even know it was clones. They thought it was their real body because it feels real. It was very clear. It'd be very easy to get fooled that way. So they set up a camera. They go to sleep. Blink. They get zonked into the cloning center. Consciousness transfer into the clone. And they're like, good, I got the camera set up though. Whatever happened, I'm going to see it when they bounce me back. They go back and they were sleeping in their bed the entire night, of course, right?
Right.
And then they can't explain it. But now you know.
Now, is there a machine they have whenever they take your conscious? Who's the guy controlling that thing, or how they do that?
They have it pretty down now. When the clones aren't being used, remember I told you they go limp and fall.
Right, like Avatar.
They get dragged out of the auditorium and taken below on a dolly, or just somebody throws somebody over their shoulder and takes them down to the racks. The racks are like multiple stainless steel bunk beds, sometimes 5 high. And they're all around. It's like a giant vampire crypt or something. There's all these bodies laying there.
Wow.
Well, I don't even know how the things live because they even when not in use, they still breathe shallow and the heart still beats and stuff. Now, when when not in use, they put a tube down the clone's throat, a feeding tube, and you get fed this beige nutritional supplement, right? And when they come out, when they wake up and stuff, like when I've opened up my eyes there, they've already done it for me, and sometimes I'm clothed and already out somewhere, sitting somewhere, and then they activate me. But what they do on the rack, there's like a bunch of lights, and if the light is green, it means that this person is in full REM sleep right now and can be activated. So they go over, just like a TV remote control looking thing, look over and they point at him and press a button. Usually they have one designated to just that person, tuned in on just them. And then the person just goes, looks around, and like me, I say, damn, I'm in this place again. But some of them are so used to it, and some of them like going there and hanging around there. They're so used to it, they pull this transparent tube right out of their mouth, and they hop off the bunk, and they're like, so, what are we doing tonight? And then they walk out. They're naked too sometimes. They don't even care. Not bashful. They have no shame really at all. But they're depending on me to do as much as I can to expose this and put an end to it.
Right.
Because I'm like one of the only ones in the world, maybe the only one in the world, that they won't outright kill. Because I've done so much stuff. Like you must assume he means a lot of songs, right? But it's actually 10 times more than what you even are thinking. It was a ridiculous amount of songs. And other things too, like just ideas for movies, concepts, and toy ideas, video game ideas, designs for different things. Man, so much stuff that if I even said all, it would sound absurd.
More outrageous, yeah. Yeah, but like they kind of ripped you off. I mean, like
kinda.
They could have gave you like 10% of it. Like I would say, you know what? I'll shut up if you give me 50%.
Yeah.
Well, something like that.
They'd all be pissed off because I didn't know it, but they want me to do this.
Right.
But
they want me to succeed.
Now, why do they want you to succeed, though? I mean, if I was the Illuminati, I mean, I would prevent you from doing this interview tonight that we're doing. I mean, I would have stopped you somehow.
Well, I did one a little while ago, and a few of them didn't want me to do it, and I did it anyway, and then they ended up beating me up and stabbing me a few times out there. Which, what it does to you in real life, if they did it consistently, like all the time, you'd die. You'd have a heart attack or an aneurysm. That's why it works with the electricity, because that's constant on you. But with me, they were just doing that as like a deterrent to get me to not mention some things and maybe leave a few things out. But I don't do that. I just, tell it all. And, they try to act like they're angry and punish me and stuff, but it seems like most of the time they're trying to look for an excuse to harm me anyway, because there's nothing to do there. And it's an activity, like a spectacle, torture show type of thing.
Right. Now these underground bases, we have underground bases all over the world. Are our military, like for example, we live in Fresno, California, all right? That's where we're from. And I believe there are several underground bases here. Okay.
Yeah,
and a lot of people go missing here in the mountains just east of us.
Yeah, they're right down there.
And, I've had people, way before we even knew you existed, I'm talking like 2001, 2002, there are, if you go Google, like the Madera area, you'll actually, some people actually wrote in some articles about underground caverns and reptilian, dude. All right.
Yeah, I heard a few.
And that's why I'm tripping out, because this was brought to my attention long before I knew you existed on reptilians underground.
And nobody believes them.
Oh, absolutely not. You know,
Well, people might have believed them, some people, but, you know, what is one person supposed to do?
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah. You know,
Some people are afraid.
Sure. So, you know, these underground reptilian race that, you know, live underneath us, you know, we've heard about that a lot. And it just blowing me away that, I don't know, you know, it's hard. You know, I'm listening to you, Donald, and it's like, man, it's like I want to believe so bad, but I'm thinking back to what Nicki Minaj and B.O.B. You know, why would those guys risk their lives, their you know, professionalism, where they're at right now, to even say something like this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why I'm tripping out. I mean, you know, these guys are making millions of dollars. You know, Nicki and B.O.B.